Sam couldn't believe his luck. It felt like a dream come true. A studio apartment steps from campus for a fraction of the market price. It was everything he had been searching for. It seemed too good to be true. He couldn't shake off the feeling that there might be a catch.
You'll have a roommate, Chris. He keeps to himself. He's quiet and won't be a bother.
Sam was desperate, so he agreed. He needed a place to stay, and this seemed like his best option. The apartment was perfect, spacious, sun-drenched, ideal for late-night studying and weekend hangouts. It felt like home. The first few weeks were uneventful. Everything seemed normal. Sam settled in, relishing the peace and quiet. It was a welcome change from the chaos of campus life. He found himself whispering, afraid to disturb the elusive Chris. His presence was more felt than seen. He left notes on the fridge, received no reply. Communication was minimal. Sam occasionally noticed the faint scent of cigarettes, a smell he knew Chris favored. It was a subtle reminder of his presence. The apartment, despite being seemingly empty, felt strangely lived in. It was as if Chris was always just out of sight.
Sam, can you hear me?
One evening, Sam returned to find the apartment door slightly ajar. Heart pounding, they cautiously stepped inside. Everything appeared untouched. On the coffee table lay a crumpled pack of cigarettes, the brand Chris smoked. The ashtray, coated in a layer of dust, held a single, freshly extinguished butt. Panic welled up in my chest. He had never encountered Chris, yet his presence was becoming undeniable. Sleep became a distant dream. Every creak of the floorboard, every rustle outside the door sent shivers down Sam's spine. "Just say something," he pleaded, his voice trembling, words echoing in the unsettling stillness. Driven to the edge, Sam decided to confront the landlord. He barged into his office, demanding answers about Chris.
Chris had moved out over a year ago. He'd been struggling with depression, and his family hadn't heard from him since. They presumed him...
The landlord choked back a sob, unable to finish the sentence. Sam stood there, blood turning to ice. The room spun. All those nights they hadn't been alone. Someone or something had been sharing the apartment with them. All those signs of Chris, the cigarette smoke, the extinguished butts, the feeling of being watched.
Terrifying kind of sense.
Sam couldn't stay in the apartment, not anymore. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating them with memories they couldn't escape. Sam had to get out of there. They couldn't breathe in that place. He packed his belongings, each rustle of clothing sending chills down his spine. Every item held a memory, a piece of a life he no longer recognized. The place was suffocating. Sam needed to find out what happened. He researched Chris online, stumbling upon his social media profiles, frozen in time. The digital footprints of a life once vibrant. Pictures of a smiling young man stared back, a stark contrast to the ghostly presence that haunted Sam's reality. The images were a cruel reminder of what was lost. What happened to you? Where did you go? He thought. That night, unable to leave, Sam lay in bed, every muscle tense. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of their own heartbeat. The scent of cigarettes hung heavy in the air, stronger than ever. It was as if the room itself was trying to choke them. A wave of icy cold washed over him, making him shiver uncontrollably. From the corner of his eyes, he saw it. A figure sitting at the edge of his bed, shrouded in shadow. It was a presence that felt both familiar and terrifying. No, it can't be. This can't be real. Sam's breath caught in his throat, the air around him thick with tension. He squeezed his eyes shut, praying it was a hallucination, a trick of the mind. Please let this be a dream. Let me wake up from this nightmare. Then a voice, raspy and weak, whispered directly into his ear, sending chills down their spine.
Don't be afraid, it's just me, Chris. I'm here with you. Sam's eyes flew open, heart racing. Bathed in the faint moonlight filtering through the window, the figure remained, a hazy silhouette that seemed almost unreal. Chris! Is it really you? Sam's voice trembled with uncertainty. The figure turned, its face obscured by the darkness, leaving Sam in suspense. For a fleeting moment, Sam saw it, a glimpse of a pale, gaunt face contorted in a silent scream, a vision of pure terror. Sam scrambled back, heart pounding against their ribs, every instinct screaming at them to flee from the unknown. As quickly as it appeared, the figure vanished, leaving behind the lingering scent of cigarettes and an unspeakable terror that clung to Sam like a shroud, suffocating and relentless.
What?
What was that? Sam's voice was barely a whisper. The nightmare was far from over, and Sam knew it. The darkness held more secrets, more fears yet to be unveiled.